Dun, dun, da, 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 da. Egotastic FunTime, Car Time Edition. Hey, gang, I'm JP, and welcome back to Talking The Orville on Egotastic FunTime, Car Time, you guys. This is our last Orville Car Time for a very long time. And let me be the first to say on this glorious Friday, the day after Orville Day, happy Arbor Day, you guys. That's right. You know how I know it's Arbor Day? Because I got my Happy Arbor Day shirt on. What? Today, we're going to have a great time talking about my first impressions of last night's all-new episode of The Orville, which also just so happened to be the Season 2 finale of The Orville, The Road Not Taken, directed by Gary Rake, written by David A. Goodman. An amazing episode, an amazing way to end the season. The Orville's got juice! All week, we've been sitting on pins and needles, waiting to find out the exciting conclusion of last week's episode, part one of this finale. Tomorrow, where Cass Kelly is brought aboard the ship. They send her back, they do a mind wipe. The mind wipe didn't work, and she said no to Ed. So we were wondering, during the live show last night, the pre-show, we were going, oh, what's going to happen? What's the universe going to be like? Is Kelly going to be captain of the Orville? Is Ed going to be captain of the Orville still? Is he going to be a captain at all? Maybe he'll be an admiral. What's up? What happened with the Kalon situation? What happened to all the things that we know from this Orville universe from the last two seasons? What's going to be different? And let me tell you, everything is different. Ed and Kelly together equals Star Trek vibe. Ed and Kelly not together equals Star Wars vibe. And nobody wants a Star Wars vibe on the Orville. But damn, it was actually pretty cool. I was actually really into this new situation that we found ourselves in with the Kalon. Everybody's kind of like rebelled out. Everybody's dressed in there's hardly any uniforms going on. I saw a few uniform jackets at that rebel base being worn. They're all dirty and all that great stuff. It was so cool to see the crew of the Orville inhabiting this entirely different world, this entirely different genre of sci-fi. Every week, you never know what you're going to get. Are you going to get a musical, romantic comedy? Are you going to get some serious thriller? Are you going to get a pee joke, a dick joke, a booby joke, social commentary? The show does it all, you guys. And this time for the finale, they really pulled out all the stops and gave us an entirely different world to inhabit. It turns out that without Ed there without everything, actually it's not even Ed, it's Ty and Marcus weren't on the Orville because Claire never went on, served aboard the ship. And this is something I mentioned. I mentioned Claire's not going to be there because the only reason she was serving aboard the Orville is because she thought she'd be needed there. It was one of the first things she said when we met her in the pilot, Old Wounds. And so I knew she wasn't going to be there. I never thought that, if Ty and Marcus aren't there either, they're not going to be able to form a relationship with Isaac that would make him eventually turn against his own people. Because Isaac's relationship with the Finn boys really did come into play when he turned on the rest of the Kalon, you guys. So that never happened. I never even put two and two together because there's so many variables with time travel. But one thing I did predict, some of you will remember, I said this back on February 20th when I put out a car time video saying that because of one of Jessica Zor's Instagram posts, I believe that Alara Katan is going to be making a cameo in season 2. Probably, hopefully during the finale, because that's a perfect time for it. Oh, you're just fishing for views and you're just trolling. Alara was there. And this was the perfect time to bring Alara back for a cameo, even though she's dead on that other timeline. But to be fair, they're all dead in the other timeline. They brought her back. It was great. It was awesome to see Halston Sage again. Did somebody say, could you open a jar of pickles? Ed actually said the line tonight. We've been waiting all season to hear him say it. I don't think he said it once. Can you open this jar of pickles for me? He usually says it to Alara. Now, for the first time ever, in an alternate timeline, mind you, he said to Tala, can you open this jar of pickles for me? And she opens the bridge of the Orville that's down in the Pacific Ocean. And there's Bortus ready to kick some A. Poor Bortus. He's been living aboard this ship for 9 months, all by his lonesome. He's been holding on to hope. I've been holding on to hope that Clyden and my son Topa are waiting for me on Mockless. Oh, I'm glad that... Oh, Bortus, I'm glad that kept you alive. By the way, Mockless is gone. It's been destroyed, dude. Oh, thanks for telling me that right now in this situation.
You will be silent!
I even started this video early in the morning, and it's already hot in here. So this is definitely probably the last card time video that we're gonna do until the fall. This was probably the last card time video, unless you guys like watching me sweat my balls off. Totally makes sense why there was absolutely no preview stills from the episode. There was no behind the scenes, no clips, no trailer that shows you anything really, except for the teaser trailer showed the ship exploding, which we knew was going to be alternate timeline. So I was like, oh, the ship is exploding is something that can totally happen and be fine if it happens in the alternate timeline. But it makes sense. If they showed you a single still from anything in this episode, it would have ruined it. There was not a single, there's not a single frame of any of them wearing uniforms, looking normal, anything like that. So if they showed you anything, it would have ruined the surprise. And wow, what a surprise. I had no idea what was going to happen when I turned on the episode, the way it was going to look. Speaking of Star Wars, it opened up on that Hoth planet, that snow planet, and you have the two people walking across the snow. I was like, I wonder if that's Ed and Gordon. I'm not sure. It could totally be. And then they get inside that Union listening post. As soon as they get in there, I'm like, oh, that's totally Ed and Gordon. I'm so sick. I watched so much of the Orville. I could just tell the way they move and the way they move their heads and their shoulders and walk around. So I was like, yeah, that's totally Ed and Gordon. And then when they're running away from the Kalon with their futuristic microwave, you can kind of hear Gordon go, look out or get down or something like that. I'm like, okay, that's totally Scott Grimes' voice. Kalon have flying heads! I just love the entire look of this episode. I love that they could just change things up. The way that the scavenger ship that they were all flying around in, the way that looked, that was amazing. That was so cool looking. All their different outfits that they're all wearing like, that brownish, everything sucks, apocalyptic type future outfit. This is a dystopian future. Even their dystopian future is still fun, which is nice. But they have all these uniforms on. So now when they finally come out with the action figures, which I'm sure they're coming out with action figures, you guys. No offense against HeroClix, but they're not really action figures. They're more like play pieces, in my opinion. So they're coming out with action figures, I'm sure of it. Now I want alternate action figures, not just, the whole bridge crew in their uniforms. I want the entire crew with the Road Not Taken outfits on, you guys. It's got to be done. And give me some damn Funko Pops. Orville Funko Pops, TM. I am over the moon about this finale. I mean, I'm sad that it's a finale. I'm sad that we're done with the Orville. We got our 14 episodes this season. One episode more than last season, even though one of those episodes was a carryover. Primal Urges! Technically, we were supposed to get 13 last season, 13 this season. I'm assuming we'll get 13 next season, but hopefully, because we got used to the 14 thing, that they'll add an extra episode, which means adding a lot more time, adding a lot more money. But hopefully Fox Disney gives them that money, because this show has the best community, the best fandom I've ever seen. And yes, I'm part of the Star Trek fandom, okay, my entire life. But it's very different than the Orville community, Star Wars community, Doctor Who community. I'm part of all of that throughout my entire life. This Orville community, this fandom, you guys, me, the people that work on the show are fans of the show, okay? That makes the difference. And you guys have just been so wonderful, so supporting of not only the show, not only me, not only each other, but just living longer and prospering more betterer and not getting any girls pregnant. It's true. If you want to live long and prosper, don't have kids. Sorry, people that have kids. Hey, JP, watch what you say about having kids. I'm a father, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me. I got 6 mouths to feed, Jack. Speaking of kids, Kelly in this alternate timeline also didn't get anything that she wanted. She wasn't married. She didn't have kids. She wasn't a captain. She just served aboard ships. So things were actually, even without the Kalon, things didn't go well for her. It's a little bit harder to get your dreams accomplished there, Kelly. Now you know. You should have gone with Ed. I'm sorry. One thing we're saying is if the timeline is different, how are they going to know it's different? The only way that that's really possible is either two ways. Either there's going to be some sciencey stuff that happens and Isaac figures it out, or the mind wipe didn't work for some reason. That's why she turned Ed down for that second date, because she remembered and she wanted those things that she thought she wanted. Excuse me, I'm burping. She wanted those things that she wanted. Marriage, kids, captain, okay? And so she turned him down thinking that doesn't happen. So let me make some changes, okay? I'm glad it didn't turn out that regular present Kelly didn't switch places and do things over, because Kelly is smarter than that. She's more experienced than that. She thinks of the bigger picture more than that, more than the 7 years younger Kelly. I get that. So that's good. That makes sense. And then Kelly realizes she made a mistake. So she spent this whole time, the last, 9 months or so, after the Kalon destroyed Earth, trying to track everybody down, let them know, hey, sorry, this is all kind of my fault. We're getting the band back together, even though you guys never knew you were in a group. Sorry, you guys, my bad. I changed the timeline. You were supposed to be captain of the Orville. This is all your crew. We need to get Claire to go back in time using the Aronov device, so she can make it so that past Kelly, present Kelly, it gets confusing. Kalon are everywhere, so they're racing to try to find the Orville, to get all the pieces to the puzzle that they need so that they can accomplish their mission, send Claire back in time, put that pickle juice that Alara gave them up in Kelly's body, and make it so the mind wipe works. Oh my God, when they went to Earth to see what's up, first off, the moon is jacked up, you guys. The moon is just fully, almost cut in half, which was amazing to see. I don't really ever want to see that in real life. Please, moon, stay intact forever. I'd love that. But it was amazing to see, and Earth was just jacked up. Dead planet. Still had some water on it, but it was all gray. You can see some big old craters in the different continents. That place was jacked up, completely dead. Turns out the Orville is in the Pacific Ocean. Oh, that's the ocean I grew up by. I miss you, Pacific Ocean, even though I never wanted to swim in you, because that's where people's poop goes. By the way, besides The Road Not Taken, which is actually an amazing title for this episode because it is the alternate timeline, this is The Road Not Taken, and we're getting a glimpse into that world. The alternate name for this episode, I'm calling it right now, is Nothing Left on Earth Excepting Bortus. But they find Bortus, they find the ship, they're able to pull that damn thing out of there, which was an amazing scene. Also, when the Orville came out of the ocean, I was like, oh, it's the Meg. It's just an incredibly exciting episode. Non-stop the entire time. We were on the run. We were trying to work towards a goal. We had a great time doing it. We had a very interesting time doing it. I was actually there was a moment where I forgot it was an alternate timeline that we were trying to fix. And there was that moment where Ed and Kelly, they're in his quarters on the on the scavenger ship. So he has the little spaghetti meal and some drinks made for her, and they have this nice little, to him, second date. That Kelly already had a second date with alternate timeline Ed, where they almost got crazy, knocking them boots. And Ed's like, I'm still in love with you, so I can't go out with you. They're having this nice little moment in his quarters, and I was like, oh, I hope those two kids get together. And I'm like, wait a minute, no, they can't get together. This whole timeline has to be erased. I love that when the S was about to hit the F, well, I guess I could say fan, when the S was about to hit the fan, that he turns to alternate Kelly and says, will you marry me? And she's like, yes, I'll marry you. Also, I hope we just never exist. So there's so much to talk about with this episode. I can't wait to start working on the big review.
Orville Review Gigante!
This is my first impressions video. I don't even know what I'm saying. I just press record and I'm talking about it. I want to say thank you to the cast, the crew, Seth MacFarlane for creating this wonderful show. It's a show that's important today. It's something that the world needs. A fun sci-fi show that hits upon real aspects of our lives, you know, social commentary, also social issues. The Orville is not about the Orville. It's about the people that serve aboard the Orville. And the show realizes that it's about the characters. They spent this entire season, last season 2, they were starting to build this really great universe, this great world. Season 2 has been almost nothing but world building, which is quite an accomplishment. And a testament to how wonderful the writing is on this show, how smart these people are. They're able to fix their timeline within one episode. I don't want to talk bad about other sci-fi franchises out there with timeline problems, but the Orville had a timeline problem, and they just fixed it just like that. And it all made sense, and it was wonderful to watch. Beautiful, exciting sci-fi thrill ride with this season finale. I cannot wait for the news of the Orville getting renewed for season 3, 4, and 5. I can't wait to learn more about the upcoming comic books. You don't put comic books out for something that's being canceled. I can't wait to find out if they get nominated for an Emmy, because just the other night they were, you know, presenting their show. The cast and crew were in LA at the, I think it's the Linwood Dunn Theater, Television Academy, you know, saying, hey, here's the Orville for your Emmy considerations. So hopefully it's going to be amazing if they actually get nominated for stuff. I'm going to watch the Emmys, okay, just for the Orville, and we're going to cover it, okay? We're going to watch it together, or we're going to learn about it together. I'm bummed that we're not going to get any more Orville for a very long time. Hopefully we'll have, the new season will start by the very end of this year. Those details have to all be worked out, and it all depends on production schedule and all that stuff. But I think their hope is to have it back by the very end of the year, you know, December 30th, something like that, just like they did last year with this season when it started at the very last day or two of the year. I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic that we're getting a new season, but also we're not going to stop talking the Orville, you guys. We're going to keep going. You know, week after week, talking about this show that we love, that brought us together, that changed my life. Personally, the Orville has changed my life, put it in a better direction. I'm not doing super great. I'm not like rich or anything like that. In fact, I'm not even making as much money as I was when I was working my regular job. But we'll get there, hopefully, fingers crossed. The Orville changed my life. It really, really did. It shouldn't have. It's just a TV show, right? I'm just a guy that decided to start talking about it. I don't know why I started doing that. I just saw the show. I thought it was amazing. I'm like, oh, this is the Star Trek I've been waiting for. Also, it's Seth MacFarlane. I've been a fan of his since the 90s. Put all of that together, it's going to be a recipe for a delicious Geloja pie, which I don't recommend eating. Thanks to Seth MacFarlane for putting this all together, to getting it started, and thanks to all the people that work on the show. It really is fantastic. I cannot believe where I am today as opposed to where I was just 2 months ago, really. The Orville got me out of a dead-end job with no future that I felt stuck at for years. There's this utopian future. It's a better future. It's a future I would love to live in. What can I do to have a better life? I need to make the decisions to have a better life, to not, just be working the daily grind so that you can afford a home, so that you can have a place to live while you're doing the daily grind, and you just do that for your entire life and then you die. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to live someone else's dream. I wanted to live my own dream, and thanks to the Orville, I started on the path to do that. I am now on the road, not taken. You guys helped me out. Our love for the Orville brought us together, and you guys helped me out so that I had what I needed to say, okay, I can quit this job and be okay for a month or two. And that's directly from you guys, okay? So I really appreciate that. And I just want to thank you guys. Seriously. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hashtag renew the Orville. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today. And I talked about it. The Orville Season 2 finale. We need Season 3. We need that announcement today, because today is Arbor Day. With the renewal, we will make sure that this Arbor Day is a happy Arbor Day. And I want to say happy Arbor Day to you, and happy post-Orville Day, because Thursdays are Orville days. How about you? What did you guys think of last night's finale? Was it everything that you wanted? Was it a disappointment? I doubt it. It was pretty damn amazing. If you didn't find that episode amazing, you got something wrong with you. Why are you even watching this show? Did it turn out the way that you thought it was going to turn out? I had no idea the timeline was going to be that jacked up, because it was really jacked up. I thought the Union would still be the Union. Everything was gone. Did you think Alara was going to show up? Were you surprised? I know I'm rambling, okay? I know I'm asking these questions and then I just start answering the questions for myself. I likes to talk a lot and I use my hands. But tell me what you guys thought of this episode, of this finale. How are you going to spend your time getting ready for Season 3? What if there isn't a Season 3? There's got to be a Season 3, right? Of course there's a Season 3. Please tell me there's a Season 3! You can let me know what you think by joining the conversation below. And thank you so much for liking, sharing, supporting my stupid show. It really, really, really does mean the world to me. And we're going to keep this Orville train going, you guys. We're just going to keep plowing through week by week. We're going to be talking about it. I'm going to be doing character spotlight episodes, all this great stuff, as well as talk about other stuff, but we're not talking about that right now. This is Orville time. Orville time down here. I'll see you very soon, and as always, I hope all of your times are egotastic fun times. Love you, bye-bye!
Egotastic FunTime, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic FunTime, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your money. Give me all your money. Give me all your money.